Good morning, and um, I wanted to start again on working. I'm finding that this to me is very something plain. It really needs more of something. So I thought about the flowers that we made um, on Monday, the flowers, and I thought about that. But then I thought, well, no, I think I might go with um, the round the round um, yo-yo flowers. So I started and I made a couple little yo-yos here, and I think I know what I want to do. I learned though that you must, when you're using any kind of fabric with a loose weave like this, you must cut your circle with a pinking shears. Otherwise, they're going to just um, unravel or ravel or whatever you call it, just trouble. And so there I have one circle there. Then I want to, well, it's pretty much a circle. Then I'm going to make another one. I want the next one to be a little bit bigger. And so I'll cut, let me see here. I might have to adjust that size in a minute or six. But where did I get this thread from? All right, let's see. Um, okay. So let me just cut a squarish there. I was trying to find some other fabric that maybe I had that would blend with this, but I couldn't find any. I just don't have anything of that color and that would blend with this. And so then I thought, oh, why don't I use the same fabric? And so that's what I decided I would do, is I would just use the same fabric. So there I have my square of fabric, and I folded it in quarters. Okay, so I can make my circle now. And I'm going to go with my pinking shears, and I'm going to cut the corners off of that square and come up with something similar to a circle. That's a pretty good circle right there. Okay, so I have two circles of different sizes. So, and I cut it with those pinkers, and that did a lot better than cutting it with the regular scissors, because this one here I cut with just scissors, and when I started squishing it together in the middle, it became very something. And then this one I did with the pinkers, and it did better. I still have some raveling going on there, but that's okay. Raveling going on isn't bad. And so I'm going to then do my stitch around, and now that I look at the size of this circle, this might be too big, but I'll see when I'm done, because all you can do is just wait and see when see what you get. Wait and see what you get, then see. And so I look in the screen and I see all my mess here, but that's my mess. And I shouldn't have my tissue right there. I'm telling you, I'm just having a lot of trouble with this. I if you watched me yesterday, you've seen where I diagnosed myself with a mild case of the COVID. Because and then oh, if you listened to me yesterday ramble on about my self-diagnosis, um, then okay, if you listened to yesterday, I did a couple things. I rambled on about, as I was working on my piece here, about my self-diagnosis of my COVID, mild case of the COVID, because of my nose drippage and my cough, and and my feeling of ugh, feeling of ugh. And so and then after I then I read in my book, and there was something in that reading that I did that made me want to. Oh, when I was reading, oh, that's what it was. Then I started talking. I guess I was talking about my health yesterday. I don't know what, but I was somehow talking about vitamin D, or was I talking to somebody else? But anyway, no, I wasn't talking about vitamin D. I was talking about sarcoidosis, which is a condition that my body has, and which this condition creates its own vitamin D in my body, and so I have to kind of watch the amount of vitamin D I ingest or absorb from the sun. And so, oh, you scared the.
Good morning.
Okay, just.
Are you really doing like a YouTube video at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I had you on pause for a couple minutes because I got startled when my daughter just walked in the door of my craft room here. But I forgot I left the front door open so she could get in, because I knew she was coming, because she was bringing Jeffrey, because she's got to go to work. And so anyway, but, well, I was saying about my self-diagnosis. That's what I was talking about. And and because I have this condition called sarcoidosis, it creates its own vitamin D. It creates vitamin D. So I have to avoid any whole bunch of, vitamin D. So I stay out of the sun, and I as much as possible, I don't drink milk and stuff, because it's fortified with vitamin D, because my body builds its own vitamin D. And too much vitamin D can be unhealthy, too much. Okay. So anyway, but what it does, my body, because it builds its own vitamin D, then I have to avoid getting too much vitamin D. And but then I was saying that to say this is because then last night I did a little bit more research on this COVID thing, and I seen this person talking about vitamin D, that taking vitamin D is actually good for avoiding the COVID, the virus. And so then I got to thinking, well, since my body produces its own vitamin D, then that could be why I am safe from the virus. And although I still think I have a minor case of the virus, and that's why I have this nose drippage, and very little congestion, if any. It's just my nose is dripping, and that could be caused by something else. I don't know. But since I was, saving money, I don't have to go to the doctor. When you save money, you don't go to the doctor, you save money. And so I was saving money, and diagnosed myself, because I'm hoping that this little bit of something that I have, is the COVID, and it's a very mild case, and then that will make me immune to get a big case. And so that's good. So then, when you have just a mild case, though, the only thing it is for the curing is go home and relax, take naps, you have to quarantine yourself. And so I'm not letting anybody come, except, of course, Jeffrey's here, because I'm inseparable from Jeffrey. And so That's my two closest. No, I got three close grandchildren. I mean, close in proximity. I have three. I have Kimberly, Jeffrey, and Aria. But Kimberly's like 20 years old, you know. She's done taken all the fun out of being a child. And so she lives right next door. But and I love her dearly, but she's just not as fun as kids. Little kids, you know. Not to be, I'm not trying to be mean about my little Kimberly because I love her so much. And she's so much fun and she's so funny. But, um, but yeah, I'm just running my mouth while I'm making my yo-yo. Now see, now then that one's smaller. And now I don't have as much fringe on that one in the middle because I cut it with yeah, because I cut it with so what I want to do now is what size look at this when you put these two together like this. And I want to put that on here. I want to put this on here for real. But see, I wanted some, because this was the button I was using yesterday. And so I wanted to put this on here. So I'm going to see what happens now. Oh, I need to get me a longer piece of string on here. Okay, I'm using a lot of this right now because for one thing, I got this big old ball like this over at the thrift shop. Huge. Or was that the one I got? That might be the one I got from Stacy's auction. I love Stacy's auction. She's got the coolest stuff. She's got the coolest stuff on her auctions. If you've never been to her auction, Stacy Evans. She has from the Pink Poodle Craft Society or whatever she calls it. And man, does she got some good stuff on her auctions because she goes shopping for us. She does the shopping and she goes over to the creative reuse she has in her area and she picks up the coolest stuff. And and then she has auctions. I think she has them every 2 weeks. I'm not sure now. How come I don't know this when I should know this? Now look how I just did that. I pulled them two together. How pretty is that with a couple stitches? And using this crochet cotton, I can really pull tight. Okay, so now I'm going to put my button on there. This is a shank button because it's got the, doesn't have holes in the button. It's got the loop underneath. So I'm putting that in here. I want that right in the middle of that button. Look at that. I think it's beautiful. So now I got that in there good and tight, and using this here kind of cord like this crochet cotton, I mean, you can pull tight like it's a rope, you know, not worry about it coming in off. And I'm putting in another stitch, and so get that in there nice and tight. But I kind of like this. And also at Stacy's auction, now I've heard some people say, you know, gosh, I wish I had some upholstery fabric, and but they don't, you know. But in one place, Stacy finds books that are samples of upholstery fabric, and she sells them. So she finds different fabric sample books, wallpaper sample books, fabric sample books, upholstery fabric sample books. She finds them, and then she sells them on her at her auctions, which is amazing because they usually sell for cheap. And then you have all these pages and pages of samples of upholstery fabric. So if you're not, she doesn't even know I'm pimping her channel. She didn't ask me to or nothing. I just do because I'm happy with what I can catch on her channel. and she does such a fun thing. She like doesn't just sell one item at a time. She'll just put a pile of stuff on the table, and she'll say, okay, all of this, and the bid will start at $1 or whatever, however she does it. And then sometimes the bid goes way up high, which that's I'm glad for her. Oops, that wasn't supposed to do that, Elizabeth. That was wrong. But most of the time, they're a very affordable, the items that she sells, and so you can get like fabrics. She a lot of times has fabric, a lot of times has fabrics, and you can get so much and for a decent price, and I love it. And so that's like one of my favorite auctions. A lot of people have auctions these days, but I think Stacy's is still one of my favorite auction houses because she's got things. She's just got good junk. Okay, now I'm gonna put these two together. See, and um, yeah, like she did. Some auctions they just have new craft supplies. Fancy paper, fancy inks, fancy stuff. Well, and a lot of people want that fancy stuff, so those are good for those kind of people. But for me, I don't want all that junk. I mean, I don't want anything fancy. I want just stuff that I can craft with and that doesn't cost me a lot of money, and that if it doesn't turn out a little perfect, it's okay because it's just fine. Okay, now I'm finding another button, and I'm digging in the button jar. Oh, that one fell on the floor. I'm not bending over right now to pick it up either. And so I am... What is this? This is like round. Like a round. It's completely round, but it's a button. I'm going to use that. That's cool. That looks like something you would get out of the seashore. And this is kind of like a seashore thing because it's like the Tropic of Couch Potato and stuff. Tommy Bahama stuff. And so... But that's where I got this fabric. Is from an auction. I don't know if it's from Stacy's auction because I think this one might have been from I think this one might have been Hart's auction. I don't know, but see now I'm putting this one together with this now. That is nice. It's like a little ball. That's nice. See how things just turn out when you least expect. You don't even know what you're going to get when you're doing this slow stitching. It's important to know that. Look at this. Maybe, maybe, baby, maybe I just want maybe I don't know what I want. Well, let's see. Let me check something else here in my stash of somethings down here. Did I have another one of those? What about this? That almost covers that whole thing up. What if I put this right here and put this on here? Oh, we are cooking. We are cooking. We are good looking and cooking. Now I think, good thing I left this thread still on here, because I'm going to go right down through where I just put that there little doily. And then I'm putting that right on top of it. And then I'm going to go back up through here with the needle. with the pointy end of the needle and back down. I think I'm giving this a look at there. I like that on here. I am loving it. This is, man, this is fun. This is fun. I am loving this right now. This, it's a good thing that I put this down for a few and then picked it back up, because then all this brand new idea stuff came into my head. Now, what if I take, what can I do with this? It's not even round. What if I, Now, what if I take this? What if I make it into almost like a fan shape and put it like this? You know what, y'all? I think I like that. If I do it in a like a little fan shape, then I want to cut that off or fold it up. I'll just fold it up. Make it so it's almost like a little fan shape. And let me see. I want to get this. I'm going to put a little bit of a stitch in here just to hold that all together. Look at there. It came right back out because I didn't have a knot in it. I didn't have a knot in it. Now I gotta make a knot. I have, now see, lay down there and don't move. So I gotta make a little knot here. And I'm just gonna go up here. And see, when you do a project that does not have any rules or directions, you just carry on with yourself and make something. Just glue it together, or stitch it. Just put a stitch in it. Just put a stitch in it. That's it. And there you go. And so I'm putting the stitch right in here. I think today I'm going to, oh, I have one order I gotta get together. Send to Miss Tammy. She's ordering her second order. I'm in good beanies. Okay, so now, alright, this is gonna go here. I made that stitch in there to hold, well, that was a waste of time. So that didn't hold that piece in there. So cut it off. There we go. Throw it over here. Throw it there. Okay. Now it looks right. It looks, that's how I wanted it to look. And then this just to go right here. And this kind of just peeks out from underneath. Now we're cooking again. Now we're back cooking on, guys. Get a knot in this thread. I think I'm just going to do this and then I'll turn you all loose. Turn you all loose. I want to turn you all loose. So I don't keep you all, I don't want you to catch my nose drippage. COVID. Yeah, it may not be COVID, you guys. It may be just my hope. I'm just hoping it is so that I'll be immune for any worse COVID. That's what I'm hoping. That's weird. It's weird to hope to be sick, but that's just kind of what I'm hoping. I'm not really worried, though, about COVID. I don't like to go places anyway, so. Now I'm getting that flower, that beautiful, beautiful flower. Now when I put this on a page in my book, That's going to make my book thick. But maybe I won't put it on a page in my book. Maybe I'll hang it on the wall. Thumbtack it. Thumbtack it to the wall. Let it be a wall hanging. Now, did I catch that? Yeah, I did. Now look. I think I'm onto something here. I think I just showed my creative side. You just never know what you're going to get. You just keep going and going. Now, look at that. Maybe I need to, well, I covered up my button right there. Maybe I'll take that button back off. Maybe I want to put a little button. I'm going to take that button back off now. Why put that under there if it's not even going to show? Okay, because it's a very beautiful button. So I'm just going to remove it. There we go. I removed that button because it's underneath a fan. So, and see, you can do that when there's no instructions or directions. I might put a button. I might replace that button right there. I'm going to put that right there. Will this needle go through that button? No, it won't. I didn't think so. Okay. Well, this will have to be tacked down a little bit, though, I do believe. Would I put a button on there? Maybe not. But, you know, 2 hours from now, I might change my mind and say, yes, it needs a button on there. Maybe it needs a button right up here. Oh, I still haven't done the rest of my French knots up on the top. I got to do that. So I'm just going to put a couple of stitches just right along here. And it's the same color of thread as the little piece of lace I used. So see what you can do? You can do anything you want because you're just slow stitching and there's no directions. So you make your own directions. You make your own directions. There. Now it's more not flapping in the wind. It's not flapping in the wind because I put it down a little bit. But see? Okay, I got to go with the rest. See here in this eyelet lace, I put 3 French knots. I got to put them along here too. But I think I might be finished with this. I think it looks nice. I think it looks real nice. I like it a lot. I think it's very pretty. And so I am really liking this slow stitching. I am really liking this slow stitching. And I hope you all do too. I really hope you all work on some slow stitching projects and just get them going. I'm working on what I'm going to start on for my next week's slow stitching. The slow stitch of the week. Next week's. That's what it's turning out to be. Is I started on Monday and I work on that one piece all week and see what I can come up with, you know. But this is what I come up with for this week. It was the fern stitch. For this week it was flowers. And so fabric flowers, which I showed you on Monday, 3 different flowers. These ones are even different. So fabric flowers. And next week, though, Monday, we're going to do work a lot with the blanket stitch. And because that's one that I learned, the blanket stitch. And then I had something else planned. The blanket stitch. And then stitches, of course, that we've used before, like the borrow stitch. We're going to use a lot of borrow stitch in next week's. And I don't remember what I have anyway. But isn't that beautiful? I think that's just beautiful right there. And I don't think I need to finish those little things here. But then I think I might be done. I think that because I wanted to kind of keep this darker piece from being too out there. And I think that I did that by putting this piece of lace on here and the buttons. And I love how these flowers turned out. I love how them flowers turned out. They're so puffy and so pretty, and that is good. Little button clusters, a little safety pin. I might put a little safety pin right here. There, or maybe I might put one here. I got some of those little bitty gold ones. Those would be pretty on here, just to have here and there. You know, not too many. But okay, that's, let's see, that's been a half an hour now. And so I want to do another Valentine from the Helen Steiner Rice Lovingly Poems for All Seasons. And so we're going to go up here. Here we go. Valentines are links of love sent to friends we're fondest of. Friendship is a golden chain, the links our friends so dear, and like a rare and precious jewel, it's treasured more each year. It's clasped together firmly with a love that's deep and true, and it's rich with happy memories and fond recollections too. Time can't destroy its beauty, for as long as memory lives, years can't erase the pleasure that the joy of a friendship gives. For friendship is a priceless gift that can't be bought or sold. But to have an understanding friend is worth far more than gold. And the golden chain of friendship is a strong and blessed tie, binding kindred hearts together as the years go passing by. And that's beautiful. What is today? Today's the 12th. So in 2 days, it's going to be the Day of Love, Valentine's Day. I call it the Day of Love because I was watching a cartoon with my granddaughter, and the little cartoon was talking about Valentine's Day. They were all a bunch of little bears, but they were referring to it as the Day of Love and all the things they made. Heart-shaped pancakes. It was a really cute little cartoon, and we watched that together the other day. That was nice. Okay, I ask God to watch over each and every one of you, every step you take, every move you make, and bring you bring you back safely and soundly to the next video. And I'll see you then. May He watch over you every step you take, every move you make. God bless. God bless. God bless. Now I'm going to the recliner.